Yellen threatens sanctions for China banks that aid Russia war. This is your favorite half Chinese, and the US is weaponizing the dollar once again, using economic terrorism to get what they want. And what actually means aiding Russian war? They are the ones who are aiding that whole entire war. Look at the amount of money and weapons they sent into that war. Anyways, that's for the other side. Somehow they think they can do it, but they do not allow other people to do it. That's ridiculous, it's hypocritical, and it's just plain out stupid. By the way, China isn't even selling weapons or anything. It's so ridiculous this. They're not allowed to trade with Russia now? Is that what it is? Who is the US to say so? So that's what they do, using economic terrorism to get what they want instead of behaving civilized. And who does Yellen think she is? Eating hamburgers all day, even when she arrives in China. She's way out of her league. And the consequences for the US dollar will be huge. China is now forced to cut down all trade in dollars, as the dollar in their view is now a useless paper that can evaporate any second from now. They also cannot even go along, because if they do, then what is the next threat? And what is the next thing they have to adhere to? I mean, it's so ridiculous. So it's not going to happen. What is going to happen is that China will unload the dollar, because the USA is going for China's dollar, as per usual, trying to rob other nations. Since the USA cannot compete, they just continue stealing. Meanwhile, the whole world is watching. And meanwhile, they are saying everybody else is stealing. No, it's only them who is stealing, together with their stooges, NATO. How will this reflect on other nations? They be dumping even faster, and rightfully so. China is the biggest trading partner of God knows how many countries. They soon will have to pay in yuan instead of dollars. Dear Americans, all those countries will need to get rid of the dollars they used to use to trade with China. And please don't blame China for that, because it is your regime who is forcing them to do so. This move will only isolate the United States even more of the rest of the world. And what will it do for the economy of the US? Well, it will make the dollar even more worthless and useless than it already is, and more untrustworthy. So why would countries keep it if it is unsafe to have it when China stops accepting it? My question to my dear Americans is, so your regime always is saying that China is the enemy, but who is attacking who all the time? Open your eyes. I mean, for real. See how hypocritical this is. Your regime sells weapons left and right to commit the most savage atrocities humans can imagine. Meanwhile, dictating who can do what and who can benefit who. And attacking countries who are sovereign, it's a disgusting regime of the US. China isn't even selling weapons to Russia. Not that it would matter, but what does the US regime want China to become? A salesman in death, just like your regime? I'm sorry, but we Chinese people are way too civilized for that. Do you know how to spell that word? It is spelled C-I-V-I-L-I-Z-E-D. There you go, you just learned a new word. And in the end, your regime will have you end up with nothing.
I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here.
Except for endless wars, while you're the one who's going to pay the price. You're the one who needs to buy yuan to get affordable goods from China. This will backfire so hard, even harder than it did with Russia. But anyways, that's your problem. Why would I care about it? Oddly enough, I feel I care more about your lives than your psychopathic regime does, as I see you as humans, but your psychopathic regime sees you as a commodity for war and to enrich the super rich 1%. You're the one who needs to slave away so the 1% can get richer over the backs of you and your family, while you yourself and your family can barely make ends meet. And when it is time for a new war, you can proudly send your kids off to fight and die for your psychopathic regime that gives you nothing in return. Meanwhile, you still believe in the American dream. Tell me, what dream was it? Can you really still remember? But maybe it's something for you to think about. Let me know what you all think of it in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. We are not uncivilized barbarians like those snack packers and burger eating people from a place somewhere in the world. And please leave it a like, share, and if you have not yet, then follow. This was your favorite Half Chinese, and as always, have a great day.